Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's iStaging talk and the official launch of iStaging's 3D avatars. I'm your host, Stefan, and I am really excited to be able to introduce this to you guys today. It is something that lots of you have been interested in for a long time, and many of you have also waited for a while. So I'm so glad that the day has finally come where I can tell you guys about it, show you, and hopefully help you with your digital strategy as well. Please let me know if you can hear me okay and if you can see me. So you can do that via the chat on the right-hand side of your screen. So just type that the audio and the video are good so that we know that we're ready to go. And also feel free to ask any questions during today's talk. So just type them in the chat as well, and I will cover them during the live Q&A at the end of today's webinar. So don't worry if you don't get an immediate answer. I'll go through each and every one of them at the end of the talk. Thank you so much, Mark, for mentioning that the audio is good. That's I'm very glad to hear that. So there is a lot to cover today. I'm gonna share my screen and show you how to activate it within our platform. I'm gonna do a live demo to show you how this works with avatars. We're going to talk a little bit about business applications. So how can you possibly use this in your business? And then hopefully at the end, we'll be able to meet in a virtual environment and you can try out your first avatar for the very first time. So stick around for that. That should be fun. But before we do all of that, I want to talk a little bit about avatars and the metaverse in general. So what are avatars exactly? Well, the official definition is basically it is a manifestation of a user in the metaverse. So what that means is a representation of yourself in a virtual environment. And that representation can look like almost anything you can imagine. So it could just be a 2D image, it could be a picture of yourself, it could be a little lollipop, it could be an actual 3D animated character, it could be a 3D human being that looks like an actual person, and eventually it might actually be able to look like you in the virtual world as well. Now, what you may have seen in the recent days is that Meta, formerly known as Facebook, just launched their newest VR headset. And as you know, they have gone all in the metaverse and avatars as well to be able to meet with an avatar in the virtual world. And technologically speaking, that headset is incredible. What it can do is super immersive and really great. But there are two drawbacks to that. Number one, it is an additional set of hardware that you need, obviously, on your head. And number two, it costs $1,500, which means that most of us, you and me, are probably not going to have this device at home and will not be able to experience what that can do, what avatars can do. And when we at iStaging decided, hey, we want to do and introduce avatars within our platform because we think it's really valuable, this is one of the key things that we really cared about. We want everyone to be able to experience this. So also your customers are not going to have a headset. So we want to make sure that everyone can experience an avatar and use an avatar with the devices that they currently have at home, your desktop, your laptop, your smartphone. And I'm really proud and really happy that we have managed to do so, and that I can actually show you guys that today. So that was a short intro. Now I want to go and start sharing my screen, and we're going to go into the software and we're going to get right into it and hopefully show you what this is all about. I will not be able to see the chat when I'm sharing my screen. So I will look to my right every once in a while just to make sure that the audio still works. If anything happens, then I'll be informed about that and I'll try and make that work. So just give me a second and I'll start sharing my screen. All right, you guys should be able to see my screen right now, hopefully. And you should still hear me as well. So I think I'll just get going. If I notice anything, I'll be informed about that. So This, what you're seeing right here, is our METAmakeR. So if you have been with iStaging, or if you followed our iStaging talks in the past, you know that we actually offer multiple platforms now, and the METAmakeR is one of them, and avatars are going to be available in the METAmakeR. All right, and the METAmakeR enables you, empowers you to create virtual spaces, virtual showrooms, virtual stores, galleries, museums, any virtual event, any or conference, literally anything you could possibly think of. And to activate an avatar, obviously you're going to need an account first and build a virtual scene before you can activate the avatars inside of it. But here I have logged into my account, and when you go to my scenes on the left side, you see all of the virtual environments, the virtual scenes that you've created. And we're going to activate the avatars in the fashion showroom right here. And what I want to do is click on these little three dots. All right, I'm going to go to settings. And then we are in our settings. We want to go to the menu on the left side, go to scene settings. And then there are two key things that we want to do. Number one, we want to go to viewing mode. And viewing mode, this is where you can activate the avatar functionality. Now, before I go to activate it here at the bottom, you can also see the different ways that you will enable people to walk through your virtual space. You can either do hotspot, meaning that I move from point A to point B to point C within a specific room in your space, or you can go with free form. And that means that I can literally just walk anywhere I want to go. And to show you the full effect of avatars, I'm going to go with free form, which is already selected, which means that you can use the WASD keys or the arrow keys to move within the space. Now, I want to activate the avatars, and all I need to do is toggle this little button right here. And then you see that there are two possibilities. I have a headshot avatar, and that kind of looks like a little lollipop. You can upload your own picture to use as your little avatar, which was already available within our METAmakeR. But today we're going to talk about 3D full body avatars, and that is the one on the left. So to experience real movement, we're going to click on that. So you see the little check, it automatically saves, and we're good to go. Now there's one second thing that is very important, and we want to click on chat room right here. All right. When I'm in the space with my avatar, I also want to be able to chat with other avatars in the same space, all right? Connect with them, either with all of them at the same time or just send a message to someone personally. And to be able to do that, we also need to enable the chat room feature. And so we're going to toggle this little button on. There we go. It's saved successfully. And now we're good to go. So we're going to go back home to our main scene, and we can now enter our virtual scene. So I'm going to click on preview, and it opens my virtual scene. And I've asked one of my colleagues to join me here into the scene today. And at the end of the talk, hopefully you guys can join us as well in here. So before we enter the scene, this is where it gets interesting. We're going to set up our own avatar, and you can see that there are 12 avatars that you can actually choose from. All right, you have 6 sort of animated characters and 6 characters that actually look like real people. So you can see your avatar here at the top. So if I switch, it switches to the avatar that you're going to use in the space. And here you can actually see that these are real people. You can check and whichever avatar you want to use or you think represents yourself the best in any way, or just for fun, whatever you'd like to be. Then I want to add my name, and that is important because there's a possibility that other people will choose the exact same avatar as you. So this name will actually show up on your avatar so that people can distinguish between different people within the space. So I've entered my name. I'm going to click on enter, and we're going to go right into this space right here. I'm going to click on got it. And here we are in our virtual space with our avatar. And as you can see, and I hope that the screen sharing works okay, but again, I'll send this link to you guys at the end, and then we can experience this all together. I have my real full body avatar, and I can use the WASD keys, including mouse, to move wherever I go in this virtual space. And you can already see there in the corner, here we go. That is the beauty of this, that I can actually see other people in the same space at the same time, right when I am there. This is so cool because when I'm in this virtual store or in this virtual space, often it may feel a little bit lonely, right? There might be 50 or 100 or 200 other people that will be looking at this at the same time, but I don't know it because I can't see them. Now with avatars, you actually can. So here at the bottom, in the bottom left corner, you can see how many avatars are in this space, how many other people are in this space at this time. So there are 3 others that you can see. I see one here in the corner, which is Elvis, and there's another one here. Ada is there as well. I'll just turn off the audio here. I hope you can all still hear me. Should be okay. So now, if you actually enable audio with these little buttons and the sound of your computer, you're also able to actually talk to each other. Now, I'm not doing that right now because I'm talking to you guys, but you will actually be able to talk. But everyone in the same space will be able to hear it. So that would be valuable in case that you want to give an announcement to everybody, for example, during a conference or something like that. But if I want to chat with someone, all right, directly, I can go to the chat here in the corner. And you can immediately see there is a public chat room. So if I send a message here to everybody, then every single person, every single avatar in this space can actually see this. All right, can see this message. But there might be a possibility, in some cases, I might want to connect with an actual individual, just with one person. Here you can see Elvis actually just chatted back. But if Elvis could just stop walking for just a little bit, I'll go find them right here. You can see that if I hover over his avatar, the little chat icon shows up. All right, and when I click on that, then the chat with Elvis directly pops up on the left side, and I can just talk to Elvis directly. Hi, Elvis. Oh, here we go. So this is a private chat with Elvis alone. No one in the space can actually hear or can actually see that. All right. So really cool. You have a public chat room. You have a private chat as well, and I can see each avatar in the space in this wherever they are right at this very moment. You can have up to 250 avatars in the same space at the same time. Now, depending on how big your virtual environment is that you've built, you might not want to have 250 people, but it is possible, all right? Which is really, really cool. And if I click here on the little people here in the corner, you can see all of the people that are currently in the space with their names, and you'll see that I am the host of this this environment, essentially. And you can also see that all of their audio has been turned off. So me as the host, I can also make sure to mute everyone or to allow anyone to speak, which is also very important, all right, especially if you're hosting some sort of an event. So this is just so walk around in the space as if I'm in the physical world, right? Where I'm also seeing people around me all the time in the space that are, in some cases they're just shopping, right? They're just clicking on different products that they want to explore or even buy. So really, really cool. Now, let's talk a little bit about, I need to condense my talk a little bit because I could talk about this forever. Let's talk about some business applications. How can I potentially use this, all right? These types of avatars once I've built my space. Now, there are a couple of obvious things. So, virtual meetings, right? Now, if I do a virtual meeting with someone, obviously you can use Zoom or any conference software, but imagine that I have a business and I've decided that, for my digital strategy, I am building a virtual store, all right? And you want to meet with your team, you can actually meet within the store itself right now to talk about, the different things, the different products that you want to display, what it looks like, the videos, the visuals, whatever it is that is important, you will actually be able to talk to each other, connect with each other, and go through this directly here instead of having to share your screen and having lag and all that type of stuff. Right now, you can just have a virtual meeting in the space directly. Now, think about product launches, having on a specific day, a specific time, a product launch. Because again, this is obviously only valuable when other avatars are in the same space at the same time. If I'm just alone, I don't necessarily need my avatar here. So making sure that there are other people is key. Store openings, live presentations, speeches, keynotes that you can do online virtually. Also, so cool. And by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, because I've looked at this avatar for a while now, but you see how really real that looks, and the movements as well are just so immersive and so engaging. It really looks like that is an actual person. Besides that, obviously, one of the key things that you can also do is networking. When I'm doing a virtual, I'm just going to go and yeah, I think you guys can all still hear me. I don't see any problem. All right, very good. I was talking about networking when I'm doing a virtual event, right? One of the main reasons why you're having a virtual event is being able to network with people in the same space. That is something that you can now do, which has been an issue for lots of virtual events in the past, right? They wanted to have a virtual environment, but it was very difficult to connect with other people. Now you can actually do that either via audio or via the chat. Actually, I can see here now that someone here has actually chatted. So actually that little chat box pops up or starts going back and forth, pulsing in a way, so that you see that someone actually chatted. And just because I may have missed this earlier, you can see that I can switch between my chat with Elvis directly or with the public, with everyone in the space right now. Okay, 3 other things. Remote conferencing, you can do actual training sessions and even customer service, right? When I'm in the store, if there's actually a salesperson in this store with their avatar, they would be able to help customers that are visiting people in that are visiting your store right now. Now, I'll be honest, I don't live in a fantasy world. I don't have the notion that businesses are going to have a virtual avatar, hire someone that is in this space the entire day. I understand we're not there yet. But what you can do is have this available, for example, an hour a day or half an hour a day. Say our avatar is, we are live between this and this hour. You can ask any questions about any products or services that we offer, or whatever it is that you want to do or you want to achieve in your store. That is a real possibility right now. And again, this is so simple to use. Anyone can do this, right? It doesn't require any training whatsoever. You pick your avatar, you start walking with the arrow keys on your keyboard, and you're good to go. Yeah, so super cool, I have to say. Now, before I'm going to share this link with you all, and hopefully we can meet and you can try this for the first time, I just want to go and see if there are any questions that I can answer for you guys. So I'll just copy this link right here. Very good. Oh, I'll just stop sharing my screen for a second. Okay, great. Now, are there any, I don't see any questions in the chat at the moment, but a couple things that I want to mention. Obviously, you're going to need to be able to try this, or if you want to build your own virtual space, you're going to need a METAmakeR account. So you can go to iStaging.com and then go to Solutions, select METAmakeR. You will see 3 solutions, but you're going to choose METAmakeR. And then you'll be able to scroll down. You can actually sign up for a free trial, but if you want to publish your scene and use the avatar functionality in your space, you're going to need our professional plan, which is $129 a month. I see that Marco asked a question, so let me answer that first. Is the audio based on the distance of the avatars, or are you speaking specifically to another avatar the same way you would chat with them? I guess what I'm trying to say is this isn't spatial audio, correct? Okay, so right now, the audio in the space, when I'm actually saying stuff, right, if I'm not chatting with the chat function on the left, everyone in the space can hear that. All right. So you cannot use the audio with one specific person at the same time, right now at the moment. So everyone will be able to hear what you're saying. So that's also why the host has the possibility to mute everyone to say, okay, they are not able to talk, right? In case of an event, you don't want to hear all that background noise of people or people talking through. I might just want to announce things and then I want to mute everyone. But if you want to allow people to talk or have like audience participation in a way, everyone will be able to hear that at the same time right now. You cannot talk one-on-one. Technologically speaking, we are looking into that, but it is a very difficult thing to notice or to achieve. But it is a good question. I hope that answers it. Okay. Pratik, thank you so much for joining us. Can we embed external 3D model? If yes, then how? So I'm assuming you're asking, can you have like your own 3D avatar? Is that what you mean? Like if you can upload your own 3D model as an avatar? Or do you mean the space? That is, I think it's probably the avatar. I just want to clarify, I just want to make sure. So I think you're typing, but I'll just mention when it comes to uploading or using your own avatar, you cannot upload your own avatar at the moment. All right, we can actually do that. We can help you with that if you have your own 3D avatar. But there are a couple of requirements. All right, we would need your 3D model, your actual 3D. I mean by the space or any product. Oh, I see. Okay, well, let me finish this for everyone else before I answer that question. So we can actually upload a 3D avatar for you if you want to have a custom avatar. But yeah, we would need an actual 3D model first from you and some pictures, and then we would be able to do this. And if you want us to build it for you, we can also do that. But that, again, is quite time consuming and does cost quite a bit extra to do it. So it is a possibility, yes, but again, there are some requirements there. If you want to know specific information regarding that, just contact us and we can tell you more. In terms of the space, all right, the actual space that I showed you today, we have hundreds of templates. So if you go to our website, there is there's market space where you can click, and that's our platform where you can choose hundreds of space templates, all right, that you can actually use or purchase to buy your virtual environment. You can also upload your own space. So if you know how to build your own 3D model in, for example, 3ds Max, then you can upload that model onto our platform directly. You can do that as well. Again, there are some requirements there, but we have information about that in our help center, all right? So if you go to our help center, you will find information on how to do that. But yes, you definitely can. And in terms of products, so obviously that's the first step when you're building your space. There are actually 3 steps. Number 1, I upload or I choose my environment, my space, my 3D model. Then I'll start editing it. So I start editing my videos and I put in my products and my websites and whatever visuals and images and descriptions, whatever it is that you want to add. And then number 3 is to activate avatars, as I showed you today. So that when you share this link with anyone, they will be able to pick their own avatar and walk through. Okay. Yes, Mark. Oh, great. You'll check out Marketplace. Yes, our market space is what we would call it, with all of these templates. If you want something customized, we can also build that for you. Again, there is an additional cost to it, but it is possible. And for virtual expo style events, do you offer pre-built booths? Okay, so I guess that answers your question, Mark, about all of those templates. In terms of, I believe there are some booths. There are also like showrooms and stores and stuff like that. So go and check it out. You can, just via our website, you'll be able, I think on the homepage, you'll actually see a link, go to Market Space for more templates. And you can just go there directly and browse through. Make sure that because there will be 2 options. There is 3D METAmakeR templates and VRMaker. Make sure that you go to the METAmakeR templates, because the VRMaker templates are for a different platform. All right, that's not for what I showed you today. So you're going to go to METAmakeR. Make sure, and then you have all of the templates right there. So super, super, super cool. Okay, I could talk about this forever. I'm genuinely excited. I spent like half of the day yesterday, playing around with the avatars myself. But there are so many things that you can do with this, and the beauty, as I said, is that anyone can do this today. So you don't need special hardware. It is so useful. So what I'm going to do now, guys, if there are no other questions, if there are any questions, just let me know. But you can also contact us at hello@istaging.com. And then we'll be happy to answer your questions. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the link in the chat right now. All right, you can click on it, save it, and then I'll end the webinar, and you can experience avatars for the very first time yourself. All right, so make sure that you save the link, and I'll give you a minute to do it, and then I'll end the webinar. All right, so we exit the screen, and hopefully I'll see you in the actual meta space that I just showed you, so you can walk around and try this out yourself. So let me just send you the link here. There we go. In the chat. So I just sent it in the chat. Okay. Just click on it. So it should open the link. Save it, because once I obviously close the webinar today, once I end it, you will not be able to access that link again. And while you do that, while you open it, I want to thank you all. Excuse me. Very, very much for being here. If I talk too fast, I apologize. That just is because of excitement. I try to slow down a little bit, but this happens when I'm just excited. I race through it in a way. If you have any other questions, just contact us and we'll help you out. We have a webinar recording available of this entire thing, which will be up on YouTube in the next couple of days. And I want to thank you so much for being here. I am excited. I hope that you are excited with what I've showed you today. It is really, really, really awesome. And hopefully we will see you during the next webinar. I haven't even talked about what's upcoming, the features that we're going to add to this, which have to do with conferencing. Also so cool, but another day, another time is when we do that. All right, Mark, thanks a lot. And everyone that was here, Akira and Pratik, all great. But go into the space, and hopefully you can play around with it a little bit. I'll be in there as well for the next 10 minutes or so. So thanks a lot, and hopefully we'll see you guys very, very soon. Cheers. Thanks.